Hospitals in the 1800s had one main goal: to keep people as sick as possible. Wait, what? Yeah, seriously. Think about it. If you're running a hospital, wouldn't it be better financially if patients stayed longer and received more treatments? Well, yeah, it would. So back in the day, medical practitioners used to make sure that patients stayed sick for as long as possible. For example, they used to use bloodletting, which is basically like cutting veins open to let some blood out, and also mercury, which is like this super toxic substance, and laxatives too, make people poop a lot. Also, they used to push these ideas that germs are not the reason for illnesses, and instead, they believed that diseases were caused by an imbalance of humors, whatever that means. But in reality, we know that it's germs that cause illnesses. We have, science to back this up, and we've come a long way since then. But have you ever wondered how we got here? Like, how did hospitals in the 1800s evolve into the ones that we have today? How do we get rid of these weird ideas that diseases are caused by, imbalances and stuff? Well, the answer is kind of dark. In the 1800s, there were two types of hospitals: those that followed the old school ways and those that were using newer methods. The old school way was called homeopathy. Basically, the idea was to treat like symptoms with like symptoms, if that makes sense. For example, if someone was sick, they were given something that would make others sick. Also, the idea was to give tiny doses of substances because they believed that the more diluted a substance is, the stronger it becomes. Yeah, I don't quite understand it either, but apparently this made sense to some people back then. Anyway, this form of medicine was founded by this guy named Samuel Hahnemann. He was a German doctor who started this trend in the late 1700s. By the time the mid-1800s rolled around, most cities in America and Europe had both kinds of hospitals, ones that were homeopathic and ones that weren't. The new hospitals were called allopathic. This type of medicine was based on treating diseases with chemical drugs. At first, homeopathic hospitals were super popular because compared to allopathic hospitals, they seemed nicer. They didn't use bloodletting and mercury and other harsh stuff, and also, it seemed to work during epidemics like cholera and yellow fever. Homeopathic hospitals had better results than the allopathic ones, and so by 1900, there were over 100 homeopathic hospitals in the US, and more than